Some of y'all are legitimately crazy. Like, people forget that I have a full-time job. Like, while you were up at, 9:30 this morning watching Jerry Springer reruns, I was on the phone with Wellington Asset Management, Bank of Cincy, and East West Bank fucking getting derivatives deals done. Don't let the backwards hat fool you. I just had my polo and my glasses on, but the hat looks way cooler for YouTube. So, sheesh. So impatient. Tomorrow, we are here. AMC is at 5:09 right now. I want to talk about the arbitrage quick. So, for the last 8 months, has it been 8 months? It's been longer than that? Since August. Since August of last year, since we had that 70% drop. The entire purpose of the AMC APE preferred equity unit was so Adam Aaron could dilute the stock further without our permission, because people didn't want to vote for more dilution, because you believe that it stops squeezes, when in fact dilution in the short term causes squeezes. If you look at 2021, before both the Jan and June runs, there were share offerings in which the custodians, they buy up those shares. This is Vanguard and BlackRock. That's what sent the price up 960%, 750% on those two runs. It's the custodians buying the real shares, and then they lend those shares out in the securities lending market to hedge funds. The hedge funds short the stock down. The hedge funds make their delta on their trade, and round we go. So that's the purpose of APE. The sole purpose. It's pretty simple, and the arbitrage is them coming together at a specific price, which I believe is 370, because 370 gets you your triple tap on the macro. This is something I talked about 5 months ago when no one else was talking about it. Everyone thought it was a double tap, and we were in LPS and Wyckoff, and we're gonna go. No, so still waiting on that triple tap. We have not gotten there yet. One sec. We have not gotten our triple top yet. Triple bottom, sorry. Triple top. My brain is fried right now. So, this is what I want to talk about. Right now, something is setting up, in my eye, that looks like we can make around 500% in the next 3 weeks. That is a big fucking deal, okay? I have not said anything like that in the last, I don't even want to know how many months, but yeah, this is real shit. And it's not just, I'm not talking about a 500% squeeze move. I'm talking about 500% on your trades. Right now, AMC is running in shrinking iterations, as it usually does, the tri-top fractal, right? This is the tri-top fractal, right? Except the head is snubbed, right? And they had the UTAT on the right shoulder. And then they have the tri-top fractal again, and it went up in a, escalating move. And then you had the tri-top again, smaller, and it went up, right? In the same type of angle and trajectory. But this time it won't be the same. They usually do things twice in a row, but the third time it's never the same. The fractal always changes. They bait you into thinking it's one shape, and they change it into another. Right now, and this is what I've talked about. Sorry, nasty cough. I'm dying slowly. I believe they're running the tri-top, but backwards. So to keep it pretty friggin' simply, here's your tri-top, right? Backwards. And they do this all the time, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be exact in a descending angle. This middle one, like we stopped at 550 that I nailed to the to the penny, this middle one can be snubbed, and this last one can be our actual fake out double top that we've been wanting since we went to 8. Now, I don't think the double top is going to go to 8 because they did it in after hours, and they did it in after hours on purpose to throw the chart off. If I pull this chart in extended hours and you look at it, right, a normal, from a TA perspective will show you that your supply level is right here. right? These are your supply resistance levels. So if you know AMC makes fake outs on a continuous basis, both bearish and bullish, your next fake out would be above this level, right? Which is $9. And I just don't see that happening, okay? I don't see it happening. This arbitrage play is something every institution has known about for some time now. They are waiting for it to happen. But that arb play is where you're going to get your biggest move and biggest percentage gain. It's not going to happen in AMC, okay? We are in a position right now in the general market where the entire market's in a short squeeze. The whole thing is in one giant short squeeze, okay? They are trying so desperately to hold AMC down at this point that all these other meme stocks are firing left and right. How many have got... Tupperware went 870% in 13 days. Yell went 1,000% in 4 days or some crap like that. You got Clove making 20% moves. You got... look at James Rowland's post. Jesus. You got Rad making moves. And everyone is sitting here like, when's AMC gonna go? When's AMC gonna go? Guys, it's not. It's not going to go. They are pinning this thing in max pain every week, okay? AMC is not gonna go. They're gonna hold it down, okay? And that doesn't mean, though, that Ape can't go. Ape can go. You know why? Because no one is looking at Ape, and no one cares about it. You ask any person in the world on the street, hey, what's the Ape preferred equity unit? They'll look at you like you have 6 heads. But I bet you they can tell you what GameStop and AMC are, okay? Misdirection is the name of the game. I keep saying it. I will say it till I'm blue in the goddamn face, okay? Stocks that people are watching don't make 1,000% runs. It doesn't happen, okay? So I believe they are going to use the January fractal from 2021, the 940% fractal, and they're going to use it on Ape. And I think that is what's going to happen before the ARB play. So this is where your 500% gains come in, okay? And this is how I'm going to be playing it. The fractal we're currently running, okay? And back to this really quick. This is your after hours chart, okay? They ran it in after hours on purpose, okay? So the chart would look fucked up in regular hours on a regular chart, which is what 99.9% of people in the country and the world are doing. You know how many few people even know what an after hours chart is? So again, more misdirection. Just use common sense for 2 seconds. This is the chart they want you to see, okay? And this is the chart that it's obeying. This is how I knew 550 was our next level, because there is a giant gap here on the regular chart. Okay? And AMC does not gap fill to the upside or really on the downside. It usually half fills when it's running its fractals. Okay? So, especially squeeze fractals. So, 550, okay, was your level of supply right here. Right here. That's how I knew. I'm sorry. It was 547. That's why I said 550, because it was above. It's a fucking bull trap. All right? It's a supply bull trap. We nailed that move. Now I know it's behaving and mirroring the regular fractal in regular time. We're not looking at the after hours fractal. Don't even fucking bring it up, okay? People telling you, oh, it's going to double top at 8. I firmly believe that they are incorrect, okay? So, what have I said in the last week? I said, I'm looking for that double bottom at 485 before we make a move. Jesus Christ. Before we make a move to 620, which is the next supply zone. What's the next supply zone? It's 623. Okay, so I'm expecting like 625 or 630. 485 twice. I expected it to happen next week because, and let's look at our trusty dusty max pain numbers, okay? August 11th, this 43,000 open interest on the call side, the ceiling at 5.5. This wasn't here on Monday, okay? That said like 10,000 if we look back at it. So they're stacking that to create that ceiling all week long. I don't expect it to run this week. And here's your floor. 55,000, 43,000. That's your max pain again, okay? 501 to 549 is your max pain. I said it on Monday. I bet you anything it fucking ends up there tomorrow, okay? So, right now, I'm looking at next week. I said yesterday that the fractal looks like it's speeding up. Now, I can give you this trajectory and this time frame, but I have to adjust if it speeds up or slows down. So people that say, yo, Nick, like, oh, you're off like whatever a week. Like, dude, like stop. Like, I don't control the supercomputer. I'm just analyzing it, okay? I have to adjust. I post every fucking day. If it speeds up or slows down, something that I can tell by the way I sequence the stock that I tell nobody about, and no offense, you're never going to hear it. It's going to affect the trajectory that I have, that I'm going to have to change on the chart, and that's completely fine. But don't get pissed off about it, okay? I have good news. It's moving faster. That 485 that I wanted next week, it just happened. You just got your double bottom. So that tells me, and I sequenced this thing for 3 hours last night with two of my colleagues, and we went over a lot of shit. And to me, it looks like it's going to run next week, which is fucking weird because, as we know, AMC usually doesn't run OPEX weeks. It's like 1 out of every 10 OPEX weeks AMC makes a run. So the reason they do that as well is the same reason that you saw AMC run to $8 after hours on July 21st, which is when the OPEX trades cleared out and the negative delta pressure was released off holding the stock down, and that's when it blasted, okay? That was on purpose. That was by design. They did it to fuck everyone. They wanted all you to chase it on Monday like idiots, and they axed it down, okay? So we are back at that point again. OPEX week is this Friday. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna die before I get this stream done. This OPEX week, the chain looks very different. It's very different. It doesn't look, it looks weird. It's kind of all over the place, right? Usually you're in a spot where like the ceiling and the floor is well identified, but right now it's not. You have this giant gap here, 10,000 OI on the 5.5. So if 620, 630 is that move we're gonna make, there's your 96,000 ceiling, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. Also, we dug deeper into the option chain, and a massive $350,000 put to the bid, which is written, sell to open, which is bullish at 4.5 strike, came in yesterday for August 18th expiration. Now, people don't make $350,000 bets unless they know where things are moving, okay? So I think we run next week. And the sequencing that I worked on last night shows August 15th being 1, AMC, August 15th or 16th, okay? Which is Tuesday and Wednesday, right? Tuesday and Wednesday. So 1 being AMC's 630 top, okay? And 2 being APE's 150 double bottom, which I have been calling for months now. So you get both moves, both algorithms, they run opposite, okay? They're in tandem, but opposite, and they are opposite to the day. How many times in the last 3 months have you seen APE run 8% and AMC drop 5%, or AMC run 6%, APE drop 4%? They're directly correlated and linked. So pull up the 8 chart really quick. Here is your January squeeze percentage, and it's the same amount of percentage that AMC did in Jan 2021. 940%, okay? If you look at the macro, golden pocket, it is 672 to 703. If you take the APE after hours drop, which was on purpose to be after hours so you couldn't catch it, it was at 67 cents. Double bottom. Here's your double bottom on the macro. 67 cents. And the second one happened here, okay? That is where you measure your percentage from. You don't measure it from where we're at. And where does 940 take you? It takes you to the fucking golden pocket, okay? This could not look more, this couldn't look better to me, okay? Everything is lined up. So if you get that APE double bottom by Tuesday or Wednesday next week, you see AMC make it snubbed double top at 620, okay? AMC from 620 is going to 370 for the triple bottom on the fractal that I called 5 months ago. APE is going to be your next squeeze move. Remember, APE is technically AMC, right? It's technically the same thing. So while APE and AMC are the same company, okay, they are running a variation of the AMC repeating algorithm. June, 70% sell off. June, 70% sell off, right? But AMC is doing it in specific amount of daily cycles, and Ape is doing it in a longer amount of time, okay? And this is what we figured out last night. It looks perfect to line up to August 15th and 16th. Now, this lines up not only with the trajectory and the sequencing and the fibs and fucking everything else, dude. The RSI, the MFI, like everything, the MACD. I went through 30 fucking indicators last night. The EMAs, like, this thing is, it looks perfect. The triggers, I talked to more than fucking 5 people about it. Okay, so put all our thoughts together. But I figured this out and I showed everyone, and I think this is it. So, plain and simple, this is how you'd play it. You would buy AMC calls for next week. Okay, $5 strike, play it safe. Don't be a fucking idiot and buy $6 strikes. You buy AMC calls for next week. You hit a 620 run leading into Tuesday, you're going to make 100% on those calls, without a doubt. You sell covered puts for next week at the 4 strike, okay, or the 450 strike, like we've done. This will be now 14 weeks in a row. I have nailed Max Payne, okay? That's another 100%. So you're talking 200% now. And from Ape, when we get that double bottom, if you buy shares at 150 or 160, wherever the range is, right? Just wherever we're at. Here, look, 150. To the GP, 338%. That is 540% gains, and you're talking in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks, okay? This is a big fucking deal, and this is a monster, life-changing opportunity. I'm going after it completely. I hope you guys get on board. Again, not financial advisor, but you know what I see. So it just makes more sense to me, common sense, that they run Ape and they snuff AMC, because if they want to get AMC to that 370 level, and that's your triple bottom, just think for a second in percentages, right? How far is that from, if you go from $8, right? Say you get another 8 run, which is not fucking happening. How far is that to 370? Dude, it's 55, 56%. That's far, dude. 55%. I've seen AMC do 40% in 10 days, but 50% takes about 20 days. That's a long time. And 20 days on a drop right now, it does not match up with what's going on with Tesla, does not match up with what's going on with Apple and with the S&P 500. Again, I'll say it till you're blue in the face. AMC and SPY, macro top at the same fucking time every fucking time. Okay? I don't have to keep going back and showing it to you guys. It is what it is. It's not a fucking argument anymore. So, this is where we're at. Run next week to 620. Double bottom next week on Ape to 150. You hit next week's run, okay? And listen, so that next week's run would be this. It would be just like this. So, there is a chance, obviously, that this is not correct. There's always a chance. If it does end up being delayed till after OPEX, which was my initial estimation, which is possible, you are taking a risk here. So understand, if you want to maybe buy 2 weeks out, that's probably the safer bet instead of buying August 18th weeklies. But that's trade number 1. Trade number 2 is selling your covered puts. Write your cash secured puts at $4. This thing is not going to fucking 370 this week or next week. You are completely safe on the options chain. The floor has been well settled. I mean, come on, 255,000 guys. This couldn't be easier. This is free money. It's free money. They're putting the floor there for you on purpose, okay? Because they know it can't go to 370 yet. So that's trade number 2. You have 200% gains right there, and then you buy fucking Ape on the double bottom at 150. And if we squeeze, we actually fulfill that January fractal in the next 2 weeks or sooner, you're at 530% gains. Bang. Change your fucking life. Like, I don't know how much weight you guys are using, but, this is the type of shit where you can make $1 million in 3 weeks if you have 100 grand. Like, it's not that hard. So that's what it is. I'm very excited. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. But this is where it's at. And I really, things like this, they don't happen often. I mean, if you look at Ape's chart, the thing hasn't fucking moved, dude. It has not moved. This is such a long period of time to be stale. February, it's done nothing. It's done nothing. It's time for this thing to make a move, okay? And it's too easy to make AMC just drop to 370 and Ape come up to 370 and like, oh, you know, like we're all here. Like it's, you know, holy matrimony. Like it's so easy. It makes more sense for them to throw a wrench. Throw a wrench, man. Throw us for a loop. Have everyone chase Ape like fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Like make everyone chase Ape to 672. Fulfill the January fractal. Everyone thinks Ape's gonna go to Ape's the new squeeze. It's not AMC. Bye. And then they castrate it down to 370. And that's that. Because remember, if Ape makes a 300% move, it's starting from $1. It's not starting from $4.50 or $5 where AMC is. So the multiple is completely different. It makes perfect sense for them to squeeze Ape and not AMC here. I'm sorry, guys. AMC is not going to do shit. So it sucks that we can't buy options on Ape. I wish that we could. But that's it. That's how we're playing it. Any questions? See me in the chat.